Hey, what's up guys? It's Inca 4x4 and thank you again for joining me on this video. If you're a new subscriber or new to this channel, please consider subscribing, leave a comment, like, share, all that stuff. Bienvenido, gracias por estar aquí conmigo en este video. Si es nuevo al canal, suscríbese, deja un comento, comparte el video. Muy amable. Yo hago bastante cosas con overlanding, fotografía, cosas así. So I do a lot of photography, a lot of overlanding, and I'm wanted to take a moment to just show you where I'm at with my Gladiator. It's got 76,000 miles. I've been out, I'm in Georgia, but I've been out west a couple times. So it's really gone through a lot of change. So this video is going to be about that. So stay tuned. I sell rooftop tents and overland bags, so make sure to check out my website, www.inca4x4.com. And yeah, let's get right to it. So, le voy a enseñar del truck, como le estaba diciendo, yo he ido a Moab, a Colorado, a Idaho, y ha cambiado bastante, pero le voy a explicar cómo está hoy. Hasta este momento con 66 mil millas. So I guess let's start. Let's just start at the front. This is a 2020 Jeep Gladiator Rubicon, the launch edition. There's just like a few things about the launch edition that were different, but it's got 76,000 miles. So towards the front, I have the Smittybilt. I believe it's like a 9,500 pound remote winch, the XO. I think it's like the second gen. And that winch, I use it so much, like for all sorts of stuff. I highly recommend this winch. For the price point, it's great. It's never let me down. Even in some situations where if it failed, that would have been like a disaster. There's like a forum around here, like Rescue Georgia or something like that. I would have definitely ended up on that forum if it wasn't for this winch. For the price, you can't beat it. So no mods to the engine. The Gladiator has an option to have auxiliary outlets, and so this one has the 4 switches, and I have wired my Morimoto 4-banger lights, the KC Cyclone lights, the KC Pro 6 up top, the KC Chase bar in the back, which is, I love this Chase bar, that KC Chase bar up there. So yeah, all those, I highly recommend if you get a Jeep is to get the auxiliary added to the package, because if you try to do it after the fact, I hear it's kind of tough. And yeah, when it comes there, it's just plug and play. The nice things about those light switches is you can change it to turn on, like when the vehicle's off, you could change it to where it's latching, where you have to press it and hold it to turn on. So it has a whole bunch of options. The tires I have are 37 by 12.5 by 17 BF Goodrich KM3s. I just got them. Basically, I was running a 2-inch Mopar lift with Mickey Thompson's for a while with beadlocks, but if you're not doing super aggressive trails, you really don't need the beadlocks. And they're a lot more trouble than they're worth. So if you're thinking about getting beadlocks, think about if you're really gonna air down to like 10, 5 or whatever, do crazy trails. Because if you don't, then when you go to regular tire shops to get them serviced, you know, they're not gonna want to deal with them, because most tire shops, unless they're off-road place, are gonna mess with them. So I do love Mickey Thompson's. 4-wheel parts in Marietta. Shout out to Derek, Nick, Chris, everyone there. They helped me out with these. Highly recommend seeing 4-wheel parts. They usually have like the best deals. So the Mopar 2-inch lift is a complete kit that comes with like Fox shocks, control arms, springs. It comes in somewhere around like $1,400, and I'm not going to complain for the price. You know, the shocks blew out on my way on a trip out to Colorado, but for the price, with all that came with it, I don't complain that the shocks blew out. I mean, the vehicle has a lot of miles now, and I do off-road with it a lot. So I ended up having to get shocks, and I ended up just getting the ones with the reservoir. They're adjustable underneath, so I got that. And then Off-Road Warehouse, they had the 2.5-inch Evo spring, so I swapped out the spring in the back because of all the weight I'm carrying, which honestly I don't think I needed to do. I was overestimating because this topper situation here is less than 300 pounds. So if you really look at the Jeep, it's kind of like slanting forward, but I'm sure when I load people, even more gear, it'll level out. So I'm happy about that. Red Clay Off-Road in Noonan, Georgia. They helped me with the wiring with the chase lights, because that chase light actually has a bunch of wires, and they did this switch here for me, which later on gave me the option to like wire up all my stuff the way I wanted to. Donald, Off-Road Toy, South Atlanta, in Morrow, helped me out with brakes recently and putting the springs in. He's helped me out with the JKU. The main takeaway I want to kind of let you know about with the shops is you kind of have to, it's good to have good relationships with everyone. You know, I'm not the type of person that goes out and like something's not right and I'm like, oh, I don't badmouth people. And so I highly recommend just getting out there, talking to different shops, building relationships with different shops, and then, you know, help them out whenever I shout out people all the time, and I don't expect anything in return. And but whenever I do need something, it's just nice. I could just tell people are happy to help me whenever they can. So I greatly appreciate all the shops for that. So let's get back into it. So we got the lift kit, the tires. These are just steel wheels. They're 17-inch steel wheels, inexpensive. The difference between like the steel and like the alloyed or the beadlocks, the steel ones, if let's say I bent it on the trail, not saying that I would do this because I just have a spare, but if I needed to, I can bend it back, hammer it back into place to where I could still, if the situation was that drastic. So the Dv8 Rock Sliders with the rock skin, I've run this on the trails a lot, so it's gotten super scratched, super dirty. So I did the vinyl wraps myself. My friend Martin, he gave me this sticker here, which I love, and I did this up here. This is a Mopar snorkel. The one thing I wanted to do with this vehicle was keep it as factor as possible. It looks like it has a lot going on, but it really doesn't. I didn't want to void a warranty. I have a Mopar Max Protection. It's 7 years, unlimited miles, so I don't want to void that. So I just put stuff that Jeep like makes. I do have this re-geared. I did that at 4-Wheel Parts, the 488s. This bumper. So I guess let's move back to the bumper now. This is a JCR swing out bumper. So basically with this bumper here, you buy the bumper, Then all the accessories come separate, like both swing outs. You can have just one swing out, you can have both swing outs. And the swing outs, from my understanding, they work with the Jeep Wrangler bumper, with the Bronco bumper. So it's like that swing out just slides into all those ones. There's a right and there's a left. Kind of some negatives about it were the packaging. They were missing parts, so I had to call back and get all the missing parts. And then just I don't like how you have to buy each thing separate and pay for separate powder coating. I think they should just have like a bundled price, because I'm assuming that they powder coat everything when you order it and you want it powder coated. So and the lead time was not that bad. It was supposed to be longer, but they just called me out the blue, said, hey, would you take this without, the handles are supposed to be like black, and they're like, would you take this with like a silver hit? I was like, yeah, perfect. So the lead time was great. Compared to Expedition 1. Expedition 1, I feel, makes a better bumper, but they're very expensive and the lead times are very long. I've met people that complained about how long the lead times are, and yeah, so I do have another swing out coming for here, and also a ladder, because I want to also be able to like climb up to my tent from the outside instead of having to climb in. This bumper has, let's see, I don't think there's too much out there about this bumper. So this bumper has for pod lights, has for your backup sensors. Those backup sensors are really hard to get apart, especially if you've been running them for a long time. So mine like kind of snagged, and I was starting to put them in, but I don't think I'm gonna even put them back in. Like I said, I got forget what brand diff covers, but I got them powder coated. I did that all at 4-wheel parts. I don't have any brake extension. I love how this says like bomb proof there. The steps here are awesome. I installed the bumper by myself, and it's kind of tricky, but you can do it. It's just kind of heavy. So yeah, this is a bumper. It's got recovery points. This here flips open. I think I have this installed backwards, so I think that way it's not like extending all the way. One thing about that is they kind of warn you, like it's on your own risk to tow, that they're not like guaranteeing any kind of like numbers and stuff as far as towing. Even though it's very stout, it's very like it's bolted at multiple points at the frame, so and the bolts are heavy, all that, but they kind of warn you just it's on your own. Also, one thing I want to point out is you get like more clearance because the hitch used to hang lower, so I'm pretty sure my departure angle or approach angle increased. I'll go back to these Dv8 Rock Sliders. These are like the most inexpensive ones I've seen. A lot of people get the swing out ones. Forget the brand that you open the door and they swing out. But to me, there's like one more thing that can fail. So I just needed rock sliders that I could stand up on and kind of get to the top because I'm not a tall person. We'll touch base on this bag real quick. If you follow me on Instagram or anything like that, you know I have a contest going on. It's a 1,000 subscriber giveaway. You leave a comment on that video, you subscribe, and you'll be entered to win a free Overland bag. These are heavy duty, whole bunch of features. I use it all the time for trash, hang my stuff in there. Just perfect bag. On my website, if you do want to buy this, $120. $10 go to the Veterans Go Outdoors nonprofit. So I try to donate part of the sales to like a good cause. Even though I probably just heads up, I'll probably raise the price because shipping is expensive now. Whenever I ship them, it's kind of expensive. So let's go up. Let's go up to, I guess, the top part here. And oh, I'll also say I installed this mountain hatch table, which I love. They have the little coasters here, so you can put your drinks and it won't tip over. I really like that. One thing I keep trying to climb up. One thing I did notice is I was cooking. I thought it was like more resistant to heat. But when I put my stove, my tea kettle on here, it like started to melt it a little bit. So I'd be, you know, a little careful about just putting super hot stuff on here because it probably will melt, but it is like super thick. I mean, it's got to be at least an inch thick or something like that. It's thick. So I'm gonna climb up in here and just show you around from the last time. So these lights here have 8 switches. I only have 4 of them. These red lights and white lights, my fridge, my inverter. I'll show you the brain behind this, the Renogy DC to DC MPPT charger, 100 amp hour battery, the 2000 watt inverter. I really love this lithium battery. It comes with like a Bluetooth feature, and it tells you pretty much like you're charging, and you can, this whole system's so plug and play. The fridge, I guess this is kind of like one of those crib scenarios. Look, so I'll let you peek into my fridge. Some bourbon from just keeping some bourbon in there. So yeah, this is the upstairs. I usually, when I sleep, I'm not a big person, so I can sleep on one side, and I honestly like just keeping the floor open like this. This also makes for like a good workstation. Like I'll have my laptop here and I'll just be doing stuff. One thing so I don't know if you see, so with the Gofast camper, some negatives, the price point. This is our version 2. These corners are sharp and you can move this around. And so I taped them because you can easily like cut through the fabric here. Other negatives, like my locks broke, the little latch that you pull broke, but they replaced right away. Super like friendly, fast customer service. So I guess you could take that with a grain of salt. And yeah, it's just it's a really good solution if you got 2 people or 1 person and a dog. It does get narrower towards the end, and like last night I was kind of just had my feet turned like this and my back was like straight, so it was kind of a little uncomfortable. These mattress pads are not the most comfortable, I'll be honest. The other thing I don't like is oh damn, so I'm just now noticing this like stitching is like coming off. Fuck. So that sucks. So yeah, the other part I don't like is, I don't know if you can see, the bottom doesn't zipper. So it the wind seems to come in through the bottom and it's all the way around the corners. And so and then the other thing I started noticing, which I saw on the forums, like right now, because I camped last night, you can't see it, but I took if I'll find the video, there was like little water, and this was before I camped, and I don't camp in it like all the time and don't leave it open. So I don't know if it's like condensation, but I don't know from what it would be like condensating from, or I heard that people are having like some leaks, because this is not aluminum or anything like that. It's just like reminds me of the what's this, the post office carrying containers. It's like some kind of corrugated like plastic or something. And I'm looking at this here. I don't know what that is, but it looks, I don't know. This right here concerns me. I don't know why that's coming undone. It almost looks like it wasn't fully, because the seam there is not coming undone. It almost looks like this part wasn't actually sewn into that. That's what it looks like to me. So that's that. And I think that's it. Yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'm doing a whole bunch of overlanding stuff. I love these Gazelle tents. You can watch my video for that. And hopefully I get to do some kind of longer trip. I feel like I have a lot of pretty cool gear. It's just, you know, life, I guess you have to work and all this and that, so it's like hard to go on long trips, but hopefully I got some planned, and hopefully actually do some real overlanding, because I feel all the long trips I've done have been mostly like to go get something or pick up and drop off or something like that. So hopefully it's an actual adventure where I'm out camping, spending like days. So yeah, thank you again for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check out my website, www.inca4x4.com. And I appreciate you for staying with me. And I will try to timestamp and link as much stuff as I can in case you're interested in it. Shoot me a message through Instagram at Inca4x4 if you have a question about something. And I'll just tell you, Adventure Labs, I'm getting the Molly overhand thing. I'm gonna put my ham radio up there. I have the Midland Stealth antenna, and then I think that's it for now. I want to do some kind of like push water pump system to where I could just push and turn on the water. So I'll figure something out for that. But I think that's about it for. I'm pretty much set. I got the fridge. Oh, I'm lying. Let me let's see. Let me show you underneath the hood how I cleaned up, and also my air tank system behind the seat. So this Jeep came with like a keyed fob, a keyed under storage with dividers, but I took it out because it really didn't fit my purpose. But previously I had wires like everywhere over the battery so I cleaned it all up, and I added a light here to see at night if I'm working on something. And then I'll just show you the battery or the pump. If you hear that, that's my air compressor. This is a Via Air. It's like 150 PSI air compressor, and it's like strapped down to a bolt, and it's wired into my switch. And then the hose I have here with an extender, so I can run it to all 4 tires. I can air up someone else. I have a little tool here to spray off if I need to. So I like that. That's about $240, and I have the ARB dual compressor one, so I'm kind of gauging between both of them. The compressor one's in a nice briefcase, so I didn't want to take that apart and like mount it somewhere. And I just like that I can still have my seat down, and it's underneath and it's kind of hidden. So yeah, now I'll leave you. So thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you on the next one. What do you guys think about this? Do you think, like, I'm looking at this seam here, and it didn't come apart. So I think that they didn't sew this part into the seam. I'm thinking that's what happened. Man, I'm in Atlanta, so that sucks because they're like super far.